Great to see you this morning. I've got some fun songs and some activities for you today. We're going to start looking at pumpkins because I know in our garden, our pumpkins are growing bigger and bigger, getting ready to harvest for Halloween. Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello, can you stomp your feet? Hello, hello, can you stomp your feet? Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, friends! You probably noticed these pumpkins behind me. They're sitting on this gate. How many pumpkins do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 little pumpkins. So 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There are bats in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run and run." The fifth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." Whoo went the wind. Out went the lights, and the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. I think we sang this song last week called "The Leaves on the Tree." The leaves on the tree turn orange and red, orange and red. Orange and red, the tree leaves on the tree turn orange and red. All through the town, the leaves on the tree come tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. The leaves on the trees come tumbling down. All through the town, the leaves on the trees go swish, 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 swish. The leaves on the tree go swish, 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 all through the town. This year in our garden, we decided to grow pumpkins. It's been fun to watch. They started off as tiny little seeds. We planted them in the springtime, put them in the dirt, and slowly, then a sprout came up. So the seed is under the ground and a little green shoot and some little leaves came up. After that, it started getting bigger, got more leaves, and now it is a vine. It's still pretty small, but the vine keeps growing and growing. And as it gets bigger, it grows some little yellow flowers. Our vine has gotten so big it started taking over the garden and exploded out of the garden. Then, from that little yellow flower grows a little green pumpkin. You're probably thinking, wait, pumpkins aren't green. They start off as green when they're still little. Now those pumpkins will keep growing and growing, and the pumpkins get bigger until they turn orange, and that is when you pick them to get bigger. So I'm going to show you here. So we start off at the seeds, we plant those in the spring, and they start growing and growing and growing and growing a pumpkin. Then you harvest the pumpkin. I bet some of you have carved a jack-o'-lantern into your pumpkin. And when you scooped out the insides, what did you find in there? Did you find some seeds? Maybe you could keep some of those seeds and plant them in the spring. Okay, so the pumpkin starts off with the little seed. So hold your seed in your hand and you're gonna plant it in the ground. So pretend pretend you're planting it. I poke a little hole and dig it in there. Then cover it up with dirt so you've got your seed. Now what happens next? Then a little sprout's going to come up. So you've got your little sprout. Make your sprout with your finger. Okay, now it's going to keep growing. It's going to be a vine. It grows up even bigger. Oh, here's your vine. Can you make your vine with your arm? There you go. Now from that vine are some flowers. So you've got your vine. Can you make a pretty flower using your hand? There's your flower. Now out from the flower comes a little green pumpkin. So you've got your vine and your flower. Now your flower is going to become a little pumpkin. That pumpkin now is going to grow and grow and grow. Can you make your pumpkin so it's little? It's growing, it's growing. How big is your pumpkin gonna get? Is it this big? Or maybe it's just a little small pumpkin. Show me your pumpkin. Good job. Pumpkin, Pumpkin by Jeanne Titherington. Jamie planted a pumpkin seed. And the pumpkin seed grew a pumpkin sprout. And the pumpkin sprout grew a pumpkin plant. And the pumpkin plant grew a pumpkin flower. And the pumpkin flower grew a pumpkin. And the pumpkin grew and grew and grew until Jamie picked it. Then Jamie scooped out the pumpkin pulp, carved a pumpkin face, and put it in the window. But he saved 6 pumpkin seeds for planting in the spring. Hi! You ready to join us for a science experiment? We have some little candy pumpkins that we are going to try to dissolve. I have vinegar, milk, oil, and water. What do you think? Which one do you think the candy pumpkin will dissolve the fastest in? Any guesses? What's your guess, Grayson? And the vinegar. That's Grayson's guess. The vinegar is going to be the fastest one dissolving. So we're going to put a pumpkin right next to each one of these. And Grayson, we're going to put one out here so we remember what it looks like. Can you put one in each of the containers? Plop, 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 and plop. Okay, some of them, it's kind of hard to see through them, so we'll have to take them out in a few minutes. Okay, it's been about 15-20 minutes. Let's see what has happened to them now that they've been in there a lot longer. Ooh, here's the vinegar one. It's a lot more dissolved. It's missing part of the top even. There's the vinegar one. Oops, that one's definitely smaller. Where's that milk one? Oh, the milk's turning orange, so we know that some of it's dissolved. So here's the one from milk. I notice it has a lot more ridges in it, but it's not as short, it's a lot skinnier. Okay, here's the oil. What? Did much happen to the oil one?
No.
Here's the oil one. Looks about the same. And let's check out the water. I think that was the one earlier that was doing the most. Okay, here's the water. This one looks a lot smaller, doesn't it? So Grayson, looking at the water, the oil, the milk, or the vinegar one, which one do you think dissolved the most? The vinegar, but definitely lost its shape the most. It's hard to tell if the water one or the vinegar one's smaller. The vinegar one's definitely shorter. I think this water one might be a little more condensed. Kind of interesting. The oil one barely dissolved at all. I'm going to bring the camera on close and you can see it. Thank you for joining us today and learning about how pumpkins grow. Have any of you gone to a pumpkin patch? And did you see where some of those pumpkins grew? Or maybe some of you even grew some at your own house. So you can see how they start from just a little seed and then they get really big. Bet you're gonna have some fun with pumpkins. Have you carved a pumpkin yet? Or maybe you will? Or do you like to make things with pumpkins? We like to cook some pumpkins and we've made some pumpkin muffins, yum. Or some pumpkin pie. Pumpkins can make lots of things yummy. So we'll see you later. See you later, alligator. Give a hug, ladybug. Hit the road, hoppy toad. See you soon, raccoon. Out the door, dinosaur. Bye.